After Donald Trump's big win in the Indiana primary on Tuesday, both Senator Ted Cruz and Governor John Kasich suspended their campaigns, leaving Trump as the presumptive Republican nominee. Attention now turns to down-ticket Republican candidates to see if they will openly support Trump. Locally, Representative Mike Coffman has refused to support Trump yet, calling him divisive. Patty, Donald Trump, presumptive nominee, did you think we would ever say those words together?
No, it is like a really bad reality show, except it's our lives right now. If we went back and looked at what we had said about Donald Trump when he was thinking of making noise about getting in this race a year ago, we were probably snickering, saying nothing is going to happen, and here he is. The people who are in the toughest spot, obviously, are not just the down-ticket Republicans, but people like Paul Ryan. What do you do? Do you support him? So will supporting him be a problem for those down-ticket Republicans? If he is as unpopular as it seems, what does Kaufman have to gain by coming out in favor of Trump? So it's a really tricky thing. And of course, mainstream Republicans also have to decide who they're going to vote for. If anyone, are they going to sit it out? Are they not? Are they going to go for almost as unpopular Hillary, who at least has experience in government? But it's wild. And of course, then you still have Bernie Sanders going along. He's going the distance all the way to the convention. And even when he wins a primary, barely gets a footnote now.
Yeah, Donald Trump clears out 12 competitors before Hillary can clear out the one, even though she's clearly going to be the nominee. David, when you come to local Republicans looking at this issue, it feels like a damned if they do, damned if they don't scenario. If they come out like Mike Kaufman, who's going to have a tight race with Morgan Carroll, and say, I find Trump divisive, I don't support him, the independents probably smile at that, but folks who are on the Republican side who are probably going to maybe vote for Trump might not. The other way around, you lose the independents. Is it really a catch-22?
No. Samuel Francis was an aide to North Carolina Republican Senator John East, the most conservative senator we probably had in this country in the last 50 years. Francis said there are two political parties in this country, the evil party and the stupid party. The Republicans are really showing off their core competence on the stupidity side against, while the Democrats are, for the first time in their party's history, going back to Thomas Jefferson, going to nominate someone who is very justifiably disliked by a majority of the American public. The Republicans could have won the presidency pretty easily with almost any of the other 16 candidates they had and accomplished a lot of their policy objectives with the Republican president. But instead, they've picked the one guy who really has the best shot by far of losing even to Hillary Rodham Clinton. And they're apparently trying to expand their appeal by also going for the evil vote, by going for nominating a guy who was the model for Biff in Back to the Future Part 2, and the most anti-un-American candidate the Republicans have certainly ever nominated, a guy who couldn't pass the U.S. citizenship test given to immigrants because he plainly knows nothing and cares nothing about the U.S. Constitution and our structured government of liberty. He's the opposite of that. People say America first when they're voting for him, but they're really voting for a Latino, Argentinian, Guatemalan-style strongman caudillo, the opposite of what a patriotic American would vote for. So Mike Kaufman, good for you. I think the voters are disgusted with this terrible, awful non-choice, and they will be looking for people down ballot who show some independence from either of these awful characters.
Joey, you're at the Capitol Hill every day, seeing all the craziness there, but you're around a lot of people who are going to be running for election this November. What's been their reaction to this?
Well, I'm going to ride on Dave's draft on that because, you know, we all know, we can take for granted that this is going to be an election that historians are going to write about. And these candidates have to think long and hard about whether they stand with Donald Trump for the long haul because, you know, the people who stand with Trump are either going to look like geniuses or jackasses, and history doesn't remember geniuses. So if you're going to ride that tiger, you want to be sure what you're grabbing hold of before you get on. You know, Donald Trump has basically, figuratively at least, spit on the state Republican Party. And you know that's red meat for the people, the base that are supporting him. But the establishment doesn't become the establishment because it doesn't have followers. So I think Mike Kaufman is smart on this, and I think Cory Gardner has been smart on this. You just want to be careful on where you stand because you're going to be standing there for a long time.
John, are local Democrats licking their chops on this one?
Well, I would imagine everybody is. This is you got the Republican Party, you got the Democratic Party, then you got the conservative wing of the Republican Party, then you got independent Bernie Sanders over here, then you got Trump over here. So you got three factions on the Republican side. They're in a pickle. Basically, it's political paralysis. That's what I would call it. And I do like the Biff reference, but some have really gone Jesse Jackson on this. I can support, but not endorse. So Republicans, they're on a journey, some say, from denial to resistance to grudging acceptance. Peace in the Republican Party may never happen again.